Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. It is the 10th day of fall and that means that it is time once again for our Harvest Festival. Now I do believe that I asked in a previous video whether or not everybody out there viewing wants me to do repeat festivals. Show off the same old festivals year after year, especially the ones that we don't win any wonderfuls in, such as the Harvest Festival. But once again, which princess has delivered in making this festival a little bit more interesting? I mean, not by much, but I figured it would be fun to go to this festival and just kind of see what her reaction is going to be. I don't have a lot to talk about in terms of what's been going on. Everything has been going great. We've had lots of beautiful sunshine. You can see that my carrots have come in today. I've already gotten one harvest of spinach and I've planted my second round of them. I am starting to get yams now too. The eggplants are a little bit slow. We're just sort of waiting on them. The trees have been giving me fruit, slowly but surely. And I had a new harvest sprite move in, a new dark green sprite, which is amazing because that's pretty much the only team that we care about. And I thought for sure that we had enough sprites now to do a large enchantment. We are now up to 6 of the dark green sprites, but unfortunately, in order to be able to do a large enchantment, we need 7 of these little buggers. So I am probably at this point going to just keep talking to them and giving them gifts and waiting for that large enchantment to come available, and then we can use that large enchantment to get ourselves a greenhouse at a much more discounted price. I at this point think that the price enchantment is kind of a joke. Every time I've used it, I really haven't saved a lot of money. The material decrease is where it's at for sure. So we're gonna kind of just wait for the next harvest sprite to move in, I think. And I've already done everything today. I've looked after all of the animals and I've done what little bit of watering I want to do. And I'm gonna worry about foraging and doing all of that type of stuff sort of after the festival. But I also want to go to the festival kind of as late in the day as I can, because eating the giant stew will increase my fullness and my stamina. So I might as well actually just pick up stuff that I'm finding. And I should also go over to Animal Island, I suppose. And we can check on what the ducks brought us. I was using the monkeys for a few days, but they weren't bringing me anything that was too spectacular, so I got impatient and switched over to the ducks, and they brought me another bottle, which is pretty awesome. Now I'm up to 6 bottles. And they brought me a large fish as well. They actually brought me a S quality large fish the other day. So it was completely maxed out on quality, size, and freshness, which was pretty amazing to see. I would have loved to have submitted that to the fishing contest. But maybe I will give the monkeys another chance. I can't be too hard on them. Their affection isn't too high, really. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just make a save here so that I can reload. Now, if we remember, at our yearly harvest festivals, we need to bring something to add to the stew that we make with all the other townspeople. And depending on the quality of the soup, you'll get more affection and you'll get your fullness restored and so on and so forth. But we also have the opportunity to be a little bit naughty and to add a poisonous mushroom to the stew, which you can see that I have in my bag currently. Now, adding a poisonous mushroom to the stew is not a good thing. It decreases your friendship with the villagers, and it also makes you very sick. And when you get home from the festival, you have to spend the rest of your day recovering sick in bed because you've just effectively given yourself and everybody else food poisoning. I did show that off in one of our previous year's video just to kind of see what that looks like. But now that we're married to Witch Princess, if you talk to her, she basically is alluding to the fact that she expects you to poison everybody, basically. I mean, I haven't tested this with other things, like I haven't tried bringing something like a boot or fish bones or something like that to put in the stew, but I don't think you can, because I don't think that those items are considered edible. I mean, you might be able to put something else in the stew to kind of muck up the results. So I figured what I would do first is I would show everybody what it looks like when you're married to Witch Princess and she encourages you to put the poisonous mushroom in the stew. So we're just gonna hand this over to Felicia and give everybody food poisoning, including ourselves. And then if we talk to everybody, they'll be very upset with us, with the exception of Witch Princess, who's basically like, man, high five, that was really awesome, poisoning everybody. Sweet. Like, did she eat this? Because technically she would be like, I don't know, 7, 8 months pregnant at this point. But I just love how she's so encouraging, but like in the wrong way. She's like, oh, honey, what a nice event. We get to go and enjoy a nice communal stew with our neighbors. You know what I think we should do? I think we should poison them. That's really funny. So basically, it's just like a joke between the two of you because everybody else is not happy. Apparently she doesn't mind getting food poisoning, or she's completely immune. I mean, I really don't know, but I thought that that was very funny. And again, it's just another event that you wouldn't ever get the opportunity to see if you weren't married to Witch Princess, because I don't imagine that any other spouse in this game would actively encourage you to play a prank on all of your neighbors by poisoning them. So once you've eaten your stew, you'll feel sick, and you've now essentially wasted the rest of your day. And then you would go on, obviously, to the next day. But we don't really want to do that, because not only is it a waste of time, but we could also use a little bit of extra affection just for a few villagers. And we could also use just the refill on our fullness and our stamina, just in case there's other things that we want to do after the festival. So this time we are going to do the right thing, and we're going to put something nice in the stew that everybody can actually enjoy. Sorry, Witch Princess, I know that you're going to be very disappointed in me for doing the nice, neighborly thing and not poisoning everybody. So I just decided to give Felicia one of my medium fish of A quality, which should make for a nice stew. Everybody should be pretty happy about this. You can see by talking to them that we've used high enough quality ingredients that we have the best result. And if we talk to Witch Princess, she's like, meh, would have been more fun if you poisoned everybody. She just looks so bored. She's like, what's the point of being married to a human and coming off of my island and interacting with people if you can't mess with them? I'm a little concerned about, like, leaving my future child at home with her alone. I don't know, man. Are you gonna, like, get bored with our baby and poison it? I hope not. So anyways, that was just a little bit of a change to that festival from last year. And I may still decide to not show our festivals where we don't win Wonderfuls if nothing changes. So I may not really talk about or show off the Pumpkin Festival, for example, because there will be no changes to this festival at all. I showed off the changes last year where Potpourri attended, but from here on out, year 3 and onwards, there will be absolutely no changes to speak of. Now our next two festivals, on the other hand, are festivals that we will be able to win Wonderfuls in, potentially, if I don't screw it up. We are going to play for about a week and then attend our dog festival on the 16th. And then we'll have our crop festival on the 28th. And then, of course, Ganon has upgraded our supply shed. That was something I did at the end of the last video. But aside from showing you that it's bigger now, there really hasn't been any change there. It can now hold more lumber, but we have to work on getting our lumber total increased, because we've pretty much just used all that we had for that upgrade. So unfortunately, today's video is a little bit short, but I just don't have a lot going on to talk about. I'm basically just playing and going through the routine of each and every day, and things have been going well, but they haven't exactly been exciting. I feel like a bit of a broken record because this is kind of what was happening in the summertime as well. But we are still early on in the season. It has just been a little over a week. So I should have a longer gap in between festivals this time around. Whereas with our previous two festivals, I only had 3, 4, 5-ish days in between, which isn't really a lot when you consider how routine the game has become, because we're at a stage now where we're kind of just doing a lot of waiting for things to sort of happen. But so far so good, fingers crossed, we're off to a great start. And if I load up my menu and you look at the assets, you can see that I've already made $80,000 this month, and it's felt completely effortless. Just with taking care of the animals and the crops that have been coming in and the fruits that I've been getting and all of those sorts of things. So, I mean, if nothing else, that is money that we can save towards our greenhouse or any other upgrades that we want to do. We can buy some lumber. I mean, there's definitely things that we can do in this game still. But it is getting to a point now where there's kind of just less and less to update on, and I hope that it doesn't make it any more or any less exciting for everybody to watch. And I hope that you will continue to support me. I appreciate it as always. I'm going to go and play some more, and hopefully by the time you all hear me again in the next video, I'll have some more stuff to talk about. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.